Hey, what's up all you lovely learners out there in learning land? Tyler from 10thumbspro.com coming at you with another guitar tutorial like we do every single Monday. Today we're breaking down 5 essential finger picking patterns that you need to know for your guitar today. These are great for a variety of styles from everything from folk to country. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring this bell if you like this kind of content so you never miss a lesson. Printable tabs for this tutorial and all our tutorials by becoming a Patreon. You can click the link in the notes that will take you to the site. Direct link to this particular tab pinned in the first comment. Some more links in the description, including my email if you want some Skype lessons one-on-one. All right, so go ahead and grab your guitar, brain and attention span. Once you have those 3 things, follow me on in and let's break this lesson down together. Come on in, let's do it. So this is the first finger picking pattern and it's gonna sound like this. Okay, I'm playing, so you can see my right hand. I'm a little further up on the fretboard than I normally am. This would feel a lot more comfortable for me if I were to play with my right hand actually here. So just so you know that as you're following along, you're probably going to have it much more comfortable if you fit your hand right directly behind the sound hole with your palm touching the bridge here. That way you can rest your hand on your here on the strings and still get a clean tone. So we're going to start off with this first pattern and we're going to thumb the bass string. Now the bass string depends on the chord. If it's C, it's the A string. If it's G, it's the E string. If it's D, it's the D string. So you're just going to thumb the lowest note in the chord. For the C, it happens to be the 3rd fret of the A string. Then your ring finger is going to come down and play the high E. Your middle finger will play the B. And your index will play the G. 1 and 2 and. That motion repeats itself. 3 and 4. And then lastly, the high A or the high E string on the off beat after the 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And that's that pattern. Then it would repeat itself. All right, so your fingers are just going ding, 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 ding. And in that particular pattern, you're going to, when you get to your ring finger for the 3rd time, that's when you know that the pattern's over. Because it goes bass, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. So the 3rd time you use your ring finger, that's how you know the measure's over. And then you'll go back to the bass. Now when we switch to the A minor, you're going to notice that your right hand is doing the exact same thing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Your left hand is only changing the chords. So let's play these 4 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, pattern number 2. For pattern number 2, we're going to use a G chord and a D7 chord. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to play this G and we're going to play the pattern like this. You're going to start with your thumb on the bass and then you're going to play your middle finger on the B string. 1 and your index finger will then come and play the G string on the 2nd beat. 1 and 2. And then your ring finger will play the high E string. 1 and 2 and. And once you've used all your fingers, you've played half a measure, which is the complete pattern. All your fingers. And that would repeat itself. And that's how you have a full measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So every finger will play 2 times for you to complete your measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. For this particular pattern, we're going to use the G and then we're going to go to the D7. So this is a good example of how these 3 fingers on the G, B and E string are going to be consistent, but your thumb is going to change because now our bass is this D string. So the pattern we get, we put all that together, we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and okay. Now let's look at how to modify this pattern just a little bit. And this is the same, you could use the same modification for the first pattern. These are all eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So to modify it, you can simply remove a note. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna remove the bass on the third beat. So you get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So these fingers are all going to do the exact same thing. You're just going to skip using your thumb the second time through. 1 and 2 and 3 and oops, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So an easy way to modify these patterns is just by removing a note. So let's play through these 4 measures modified. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there you have it. That is pattern 2 with a modification. Let's look at pattern number 3. Okay, so this pattern number 3 is a Travis picking style pattern. So what's really important for this one is your thumb is going to be moving this whole time, and it's going to be alternating on these bass lines. So let's make an A minor chord, and we're going to get our thumb to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now again, I'm normally playing it down here, so it's going to have, if I'm playing this in a song, a little more of a palm muted sound. Okay, so we get our 1, 2, 3, 4. We got our thumb bouncing around. And it's going to go bass, 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 bass. A string, D string, A string, D string, just bouncing back and forth between the two. Now what we're going to do is on the first beat, we're going to use our ring finger to play the high E. And then on the second beat, we're going to use our middle finger to play the B string. And then back with the bass to the A string. All right, then finally, after that, you're going to do some syncopation. We're going to play with our ring finger, the G string on the off beat, 3 and 4 on our way down to the bass. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 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 All right, so the next chord that we have is a C, and we're going to do that same exact pattern. So we put those two together, we get 1, 2, 3, 4. With a little more palm mute, it's going to sound like. So experiment with that as well too, because you want to play with the different types of palm muting, because you're going to get different sounds with that, and you're going to find the one that fits your style most. All right, pattern number 4. Pattern number 4 is probably the most interesting. It's the monotone bass. And this is just mostly with blues, but what we're doing is we're implying our E7 chord by just playing the E note on the quarter tones. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just go through that till you're comfortable. On the second beat, we're going to take our index finger and we're going to give this third fret of the high E a blues curl or a baby bend. And then the third beat, we're going to remove it and we're going to play the high E open and the low E open. So we get. You're going to play it again on the offbeat, and then your index finger will drop down and play the 3rd fret of the B string at the same time as the low E. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and I'm getting these ideas here from the E minor pentatonic scale, because that is what you would mostly use for melody for the blues. Well, you'd really use the blues scale. But that's just the E minor pentatonic with one extra note, the flat 5th. All right, so once we get to the A, we're going to do the same thing, but our thumb's going to drop down and play the A string to imply the A7 chord. One, 2, 3, and 4. Put the 2 together and we get. As you're experimenting with this style, you can use that scale to make up your own ideas. The most important thing is that this is happening on the quarter beats, right? And then the E would be, because this is most typically with blues, the E would be measures 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and 8, and the A would be 5 and 6. All right, the last pattern, we're going to change the time signature to 6/8. We're going to play something that sounds like this. So what we're doing here is we're starting off with our thumb, we're making an A minor, playing our thumb, and then we're going to go index, middle, ring. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to go middle finger, pointer finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you count it to 6 with the emphasis being on the 1 and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's just alternate, and then C, same thing. So let's just alternate between the A minor and the C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there you have it. Those are 5 essential finger picking patterns that you're going to need to know moving forward as a beginner. A lot of fun to play with. Experiment with them. Put them to chord progressions that you already know. Modify them. For number 4, use that E minor scale to change up the notes that you're playing. And for the first 2, feel free to remove notes like we did to give that just a little bit of movement. All right, 5 beginner finger picking patterns. Rock and roll. Take care, everybody. Cool, everyone. Thank you so much for watching to the very end of the tutorial here at 10thumbspro.com. We appreciate you. Thank you for learning with us. Keep on rocking and rolling, and we'll catch you next Monday for our next lesson. Think about becoming a Patreon, cheaper than a cheap cheeseburger, and it will accelerate your learning. And until next time, keep on rocking and rolling. Keep on loving life. It's all good, my friends. Take care, and I'll catch you next Monday. Rock and roll.